Ah, right. All right. Hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome here in Umoja. My name is Dennis Uhuru. Today is the 26th of January 2026. And today I just want to sit here and tell you guys a story that is long overdue. The story of how I acquired my car, how I bought my first car in Nairobi. I bought my car in November of 2025. Because of that, I've had it for a little over 2 months now. Part of the reason I want to make this video is so that it is able to transport me back in coming days. So this video is as much for me as it is for you guys. A lot has gone in acquiring this car. It wasn't an easy road. In October of 2024, there was a disagreement with a previous client of mine. That disagreement has been explored on this channel. The crux of the matter is that as we speak, I am entangled in a few court cases that are still ongoing up to right this moment. But also what that meant is that disagreement at that time meant that I lost my job, right, with that client.
You're fired.
Fired? Can I still get paid and just not come?
No.
I sort of made a mental list of all the things I knew how to do, looking into how I could leverage on those things to earn a living. Because at the end of the day, life doesn't care. At the end of the day, you still have to put food on the table, you still have to feed yourself, you still have to look at other concerns around you, you still have to see how you're able to help your family, you still have to see how you're able to look after yourself in the city. And so I made a mental list of the things I could do. It also happened that I knew a bit of, digital marketing, especially in the realm of website design. And that is what I chose to focus my efforts on. I settled on website design for many reasons. The first is the quantity of work I needed to do would not be as strenuous as video editing. Part of my reasoning was that if I could get 2 or 3 good website design clients in a month, that would offer me enough money to pay my rent and to sort of, take care of things like food and, the general expenses of living in Nairobi. And so I decided to position myself as a website designer.
You want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds to turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. Hey, I was hoping you would stay, but I've always known that you would go and find your own way. I still see.
Started off as one of those things that you're not quite sure how it's going to go, and then it has sort of become a good thing. And also, it would be remiss of me not to say that I'm still offering services in that area. If you want to have your website designed, then you're able to reach out to me, and I'm able to, make for your website. So then let's get to the meat of the story. Saving money to buy my car. How did that go? At that point in time, my frame of mind was such that I needed to put away as much money as possible. And so what I decided to do was, if I got any job and they paid me, I'd take out my expenses. I'd take out my rent and take out money I needed for food, and perhaps a bit of something for, transport here and there, and for movement and for airtime. Everything else I would put away. By about the 6th or 7th website, that money sort of started looking nice, If I wanted to, I could have, bought a very nice phone, or gone on holiday to Diani, or to Zanzibar, and chew all that money with some very pretty ladies in that place. Oh my goodness. But I just decided to keep saving money, and lo and behold, one time I looked at my money market fund account and saw that I had 200,000 Kenyan shillings saved.
Starting now. I just bought a giant room full of gold coins, and I'm gonna dive into it like Scrooge McDuck. Ah! It's not a liquid!
Many thoughts started playing in my mind. I was like, do I go and chew roadrunners in Mombasa or Meru or Nanyuki? Or do I go and buy the latest iPhone? Or should I go and, treat myself to some very nice suits? Or should I go and buy an air ticket and board a plane for the first time in my life? A lot of things were playing around in my mind at that time when I got to about 200,000 Kenyan shillings. But then I told myself, calm down, freedom boy. Calm down. But when I got to about 250,000 Kenyan shillings, that's when the idea of buying a car landed in my brain. And immediately that thought came into my mind. The road got very tough with regards to saving money. And a lot of temptations also started cropping up. And by temptations, I mean temptations in the car buying market. If you were to go on Gigi, for example, and say you're looking for a car, you have a minimum budget of around 200,000 Kenyan shillings and a maximum budget of say 300,000, you will be able to get cars in that area. Let me just say sort by lowest price first. So as you can see, we have a Nissan Sunny 1998 white at 220,000. This one right here. You know, a Volkswagen Golf 1.6 2000 at 245,000. You know, the point I'm trying to make is that when I got 250,000, buying a car sort of started becoming a real possibility. It came upon me as sort of a heavenly revelation that it was actually possible for me, Dennis Uhuru, to acquire a car. And that realization does something to you. It sort of, you know, shifts your perspective. Even as you walk in the estate, your walking style changes, you know. You walk like someone who is able to buy a car, you know. The way you talk on the phone changes. At that time, if someone called me on the phone, you know, the way I answered the phone would change. I'd be like, hello. This is Dennis Uhuru talking. How may I help you, please? And then I'd listen to what they had to say and I'd be like, stop right there. Let me enlighten you on a few important things that you need to know. You know, my talking style changed. Oh my goodness. But then, like I said, the going wasn't very easy. And from that point onwards. So let us discuss the challenges of saving money to buy a car. Alright, one of the biggest challenges that I encountered was the fact that I needed to have a delayed sense of gratification.
1 second.
1.
I said I'm coming.
The temptation to, you know, take out part of that money and use it to solve, you know, everyday concerns that I had was very great. The temptation to take out that money in its entirety and just ring up someone on Gigi and buy a early 2000 or late 1990s car was also very great. But I decided that was not the approach I wanted to take. I wanted that if I was going to get a car, I'd get a car that would serve me for some time. Not a car that I'd always be perpetually visiting mechanics to fix, right? So I decided to wait and think about buying a car when I got to 500,000 Kenyan shillings. But you see, 500,000 and 250,000 are not neighbors. Those two figures are far apart. The funny thing is sometimes when you crystallize your target and decide that you want to do something, then very many other things crop up, sort of like distractions on the side. I'd save up to 300,000, something would happen that would require me to withdraw 20,000. That would push me back to 280. It would be a very difficult task to save up to 300 again. I'd get to 350k, something would happen that would require me to withdraw 50k to sort out. Yeah, it was a very difficult thing to do. Oh, it's very difficult, you know? Yeah, very difficult to save money. This is why I say, if you see someone that is driving around and they are not from a well-to-do family, they've had to work hard to acquire that car, you know, just let them be, man. It's not an easy thing. If you ask them for their car and they refuse to give it to you, do not even be angry at them. When you get your own car, you will understand why. It is an uphill task to save money to acquire a car. It is not easy. The other area that was challenging for me was in the realm of our people of the female persuasion. Oh my goodness. You see, I decided that I needed to put away as much money as I could towards this goal that had crystallized in my eyes and become a target of acquiring a car. It was very difficult, of course, saving that money. And there are very many things that a young man needs to solve. But then members of the female persuasion also come in when you decide to have a goal like this. I'm talking about, going out to all these very nice places and you tell them no, and they think that you're making money and you just don't want to take them out, and they start throwing rewards around like bare minimum and monthly maintenance and pedicure money. What I have to say to my brothers, especially those that are looking to build up, is do not be distracted. If you have someone in your life that you are romantically involved with and that you trust, you can talk to them about it and tell them, I'm not able to do these things you're telling me to do for you at this time because I have a goal that I'm sailing towards, right? But as it often happens, most of the time, you do not have that level of trust in the person you're with, and for that reason you have to keep that matter to yourself. It will cause a bit of friction, but the most important thing I tell young men is, if you decide to do something and you're not married, I think that is the word I will use, you're not married, do not allow yourself to be distracted from your goal or to be derailed. Alright, focus on that which you want to do, because no one bails a man out. No one bails a man out. Very rarely do you find people bailing a man out. If a man is broke, if a man is down, he is isolated completely. No one calls him on the phone, no one takes him anywhere, no one buys him anything. It's just him and God. My young male freedom fighters, just keep fighting the good fight. And if you have to disappoint a member of the female persuasion to realize your goal, then disappoint them. No one will bail you out. If you are going hungry, if you do not have a place to sleep, if you cannot afford your rent, if you cannot buy clothes for yourself, if you can't send a little something to your mom, no one will bail you out. And after very many months, I got to 500,000 Kenyan shillings. Oh my goodness. For the first time in my life, I had 500,000 Kenyan shillings saved. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about that. 500,000 Kenyan shillings is not small money. For that reason, I'm naming this chapter Rich Dennis Uhuru. Just bear with me. I know for some of you it's very little money, but for me it was not. It is not even now. And so began my journey of looking for a car to buy. I started walking around. Very quickly, I came to the realization that 500,000 shillings was not going to cut it, especially for the car I wanted, which I had decided was a Honda Fit. I'd done a bit of research and realized that a Honda Fit was easy to maintain, it didn't consume a lot of fuel, and it was very reliable. Unfortunately for me, Honda Fits are very expensive, especially in the time period that I wanted. I wanted a Honda Fit car from the year 2010 to 2011, 2012, and possibly 2013. Jamhuri Car Bazaar is a space in Nairobi where car owners looking to sell their cars take their cars on Sundays, and potential buyers walk around and look at a few units, and they're able to buy those units.
Feeling so small, watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks mistakes aren't gonna make me stay. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at the beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Look at the beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest.
Many Kenyan car sellers have this habit of, doctoring the mileage on their vehicles so that potential buyers are hoodwinked into thinking that the car is newer than it is. It is often not very easy to know that mileage has been doctored, okay? Because there are people that do it intelligently and others not so intelligently. So like mine, the mileage at the time of inspection for this particular car was 98,177. When you go to the Jamhuri Car Bazaar, sometimes you find that the person that has the vehicle in that place is not the owner, as is captured in the logbook. And that's not a problem. For example, I could give my car to Ronnie and tell him to drive it to Jamhuri Car Bazaar and say that it's for sale. That's not a problem. The issue often arises where you tell a person that I like this car, I'd like to go forward. What I want to do is, at the point of purchasing this vehicle, I want to transfer the money to the owner of the car as is captured in the logbook. But then they come up with stories. They tell you that, oh, this vehicle is mine, I purchased it from the owner, I've just not had time to change ownership, so feel free to transfer the money to me and I'll be able to just give you the car and I'll be able to initiate a transfer to you. Do not be deceived by people like this, alright? If you want to buy a car and the person selling you that car is not the one that is captured as the owner on the logbook, but they are telling you to transfer money to them, that is a con man, alright? Do not transfer money to a person that is not captured as the owner of the car on the logbook. And anyone can, showcase the car at any place and say that it's for sale. But at the point of buying that car, at the point of transferring money, deal with the owner as is captured in the logbook. The third malpractice I encountered were, I just call them for what they are, con men, greedy con men, looking to hoodwink first-time car buyers by way of deposit payment. Alright? And so what they tell you is, after you've had a look at the car and you like how it looks and you want to go ahead, they tell you that this car is in high demand. Alright? There are already 2 or 3 parties that have shown interest in this particular car, and therefore if you want for us to hold this car for you, you have to make a deposit of 20,000 Kenyan shillings, of 30,000 Kenyan shillings, so that we can hold this car, so that when you raise the other amount of money, the balance, then you'll find that the car has not been sold. I say again, do not be deceived by this manner of people. If a car is in high demand, we do not dispute that. Allow it to be sold, okay? Tell them, if someone else comes before me and wants to purchase this car, sell it to them, alright? This is not the last car in the market. This is not the only car in the market. Do not be rushed. Do not pay any deposit for any car. Why are you paying a deposit? Is a car a house? If you do not have the money to buy that car, and the person selling you that car is not willing to wait for you to get the money, allow that car to be sold. That is not your car. You will find your car. Do not worry at all. The fourth malpractice that I encountered was the issue of sellers looking to sell faulty vehicles. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this here is Otis.
Hi guys.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Elvis Ochen. Yeah, I'm a automotive engineer.
Yes.
And at the same time I do pre-purchase.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just took him from his workstation. I just wanted to be done with this video. I also wanted you guys to meet him. Otis here is able to do for you pre-purchase inspections. He's able to, you know, diagnose and repair vehicles.
Yeah.
So what Otis and I did is we went around looking at different car units. Otis was able to diagnose and, you know, tell me the condition of the vehicle. We also went with Otis to Jamhuri Car Bazaar.
Yeah.
Very many times, I think 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, yeah.
At Jamhuri Car Bazaar, Otis was able to look at very many vehicles in one place, you know, and that is able to help you save costs. So you're able to take Otis here to Jamhuri Car Bazaar. Of course, I'll put his number on the screen. You can give him a call. He will tell you his rates for standalone units, and he will also give you his rate for going to Jamhuri Car Bazaar to look at very many vehicles all at once. Otis,
Yeah.
my boys come me teach. Mano pesa ni ano katoa pesa no.
Yes.
Ina ni sekonya. Kanga to me teach ka, timi timone teach male. Mtoka garage, tiwajo ni mtoka garage.
Yeah.
So Otis here is a very honest guy. I remember we went to a particular place to look at a certain Toyota Ractis, and the person in that place, the salesperson, didn't know that I'm a Luo. And they were telling Otis, Kiki Wang Bees no, Kiki Wang Bees. But Otis told me this guy is telling me to nisichome biashara,
Yeah.
but the vehicle is bad. Anabdo manyi mondo wamadhuji pao.
Yes.
So ngongezi. But finally, I was able to get the right car. Finally, I was able to get my car. On my 5th visit to Jamhuri Car Bazaar, I think, I was able to get my car. I met the owner, we spoke, and you know, we were able to agree. They had no issue with going to the lawyer's office to make the exchange. We were able to execute an agreement. I was able to send the money to them, and they were able to transfer the car to me. This was me taking delivery of the vehicle on that fateful day. So the owner had brought the car to the lawyer's office, and after making the payment, they handed me their logbook, the original logbook, and the car keys. I had gone there with my friend Jaduom, and this was me. I could not believe it. I could not believe that I was a car owner, my friend. This is me and my friend and Jaduom. You know, we were very happy people. This was the vehicle when it arrived home. That night I did not sleep. It was impossible to sleep that night. I feel that I need to give you a bit of context for this name. So, as it so happens, this name, my Honda Fit was named by my mom. She didn't know that she was naming it. I just took inspiration from her. So when I was in Sega, as you guys know, my mom broke her hand and we took her to hospital in Busia in the dead of night. And the next day, we were just sat in the house telling stories. And mom was telling us a story of when she was younger and she was growing up in an area of Nyanza called Luak. And at that place, there were some missionaries that were operating in that area. And one of them was a small white girl. She was very given to service. Whenever there was anything to be done, she would volunteer to do that work. You know, she never complained, she never quarreled with people. Whenever there was work to be done, she would volunteer and she would make light work of anything that was in front of her or anything that was needed of her. And so the locals started referring to this little white girl as Ayot Nyarmsungu Manluak. And when mom told us this story, it just clicked in my head that Ayot is the name of my car. Ayot, the easy one. Ayot Nyarmsungu. And you see, my Honda Fit has been, she's not given me any trouble in the 2 months I've had her. And she's served me very efficiently. I've taken it on some very long trips and she served me very well, you know. So my 2012 non-hybrid Honda Fit is called Ayot, okay? Or for those of you that like full names, Ayot Nyarmsungu Manluak. We'll just call her Ayot, the easy one. This week's freedom comment is from one Sami Muhia. Sami Muhia. This is what Sami Muhia had to say. Funny how I gave my life to God before watching your video after being an atheist for years. Man, may your friend experience God's hand. It is indeed amazing to be God's child. So Sami here used to be an atheist. And you know, right now he believes in God, which is a very good thing. So thank you, Sami, for your comment. At this point, let us talk about my plan for 2026. Those videos that I want to do. So I've been thinking. For most of last year, I just sat in this house many times in this chair and we just, spoke. And I'm very glad that you people were able to stick with me through it all. And you people were able to, watch my videos, even though most of them are just talking head videos of me sat here in my chair. Alright, but this year I feel that we need to go out a bit. A big part of that will be down to the fact that we now have Ayot, right? I've been thinking about doing a very long road trip around Kenya. That of course will require a substantial financial investment. I'm still working out the route options with Google Maps and ChatGPT, looking at places to sleep, food, all these things. There's a bit of planning required. I also would need to service the car before embarking on such a trip. I would need to do a proper service of the car. At this point, what I've established is that that trip will cover a distance of about 2,500 kilometers, okay? And I've been working out the fuel consumption that I'd need for a trip like that. Of course also need accommodation. With regards to that, I've decided that I'll be sleeping in a yacht. I'll be sleeping in the car most nights, not all nights. So that would mean that I need to figure out how to sleep in the car. Sleeping in the car would substantially reduce my accommodation cost. And of course, like I've said, the distance would be about 2,500 kilometers. I'll break that down into 3 stretches. And once I've come up with the route options and I've firmed up the stretch I want to begin with, I think I'll make that public and also ask you guys, those of you that have Airbnbs along that route who are looking to have a bit of advertising done for their Airbnbs to reach out so that we can partner in this way, so that I spend 1 or 2 nights in those places and showcase those houses to my audience on YouTube. Because I also don't want to record footage for the entire trip and then come back to Nairobi and begin editing. I want to be editing as I move along, and that would require that I stop in a sort of a house environment where I can sit down and do a bit of video editing as I go along. So that is the plan, to do a 2,500 kilometers road trip. But as things become a bit more clear, I'll be giving out more information. That also means that I'll ask those of you that have website design gigs to reach out so that we can do those gigs and raise some of this money that we will require to do this trip. At this point, I want to wrap up this video. What other news did I want to share with you guys? Oh, alright, today is the 26th of January 2026. Tomorrow will be the 27th. Tomorrow I have 2 court matters. Time goes by so quickly, but we will keep showing up in court and mounting our defense as we have done, and we will see how that goes. All right. Okay, all right, up to that point I think this video has been long enough. At this point I want to bring it to a close. I'm very grateful for those of you that have watched up to this point. If this is your first time to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and then I'll see you in the next video.